what we're here for and why it's so important that we've got an event like this happening in our town. Violence against women and girls is an epidemic in societies across the world. It's estimated that 6 women are killed by men every hour globally. In the UK, 1 woman is killed every 3 days. On International Women's Day each year, the MP Jess Phillips stands up in Parliament to read out the names of the women that we have lost to gender-based violence in the past year. In March 2022, it took nearly 6 minutes to give the names of the 127 women killed in the UK. That's more than 10 women every month, and it barely registers in the media. Can you imagine what the coverage would be like if we were losing 10 people per month to, say, terrorist violence? It'd be all over the media, wouldn't it? But nothing. So Reclaim the Night has a really long history of raising awareness about violence against women and girls. It was launched in 1977 in Leeds as a response to the Yorkshire Ripper murders, and in particular to the police advice that women should stay home after dark in order to be safe. Ordinary women were absolutely furious that the implication was that they would be to blame if they didn't stay safe. So women came together under the Reclaim the Night banner to reject victim blaming and to demand more action to end violence against women. Sadly, the culture of victim blaming has barely changed in the last 45 years since the Reclaim movement was born. How often do we see in the tabloid newspapers, or even lawyers and judges, infer that the consumption of alcohol or wearing a short skirt in some way was the reason why a woman was attacked? Many women are made to feel shame for the abuse or violence they have experienced when it is no fault of their own. Just like in 1977, we are here to say that violence against women, it's not caused by where they choose to go, it's not caused by what they choose to wear, and it's not caused by how much alcohol they choose to drink. The responsibility lies solely with the perpetrator. We must come together as a society to end the narrative that tells women that they are responsible for male violence, and instead tell perpetrators and potential perpetrators that we will not tolerate violence against women and girls any longer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I also wanted to add my thanks to Lindy and the brilliant team of people here in Tiverton for organising this event this evening. It should have taken place back in December last year during 16 Days of Action, which highlights the high levels of unacceptable sexual violence and abuse women and girls experience on a daily basis in our streets, in all public places, but also in workplaces, educational settings, and in our homes. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 6 children, and 1 in 20 men will experience some form of sexual violence and abuse. And this is totally unacceptable. No one should ever experience violence and abuse. The event in December was postponed due to the weather and illness, etc. But I'm really glad that Lindy had chosen this date today to reschedule the event, because this is another campaign. This is at the end of another campaign, which is Sexual Violence and Abuse Awareness Week. This is the UK's national week to raise awareness around sexual violence and abuse, and it provides an opportunity for organisations and individuals to come together and engage in conversations, raise awareness and create action for change. There are so many voices that often go unheard or with little recognition, and this week is an opportunity for anyone who wants to use their voices to join in with the conversation. So together we can amplify the voices that need to be heard. We can spotlight services like Devon Rape Crisis and Sexual Abuse Services, which offer support to survivors of sexual violence and abuse. And we can also engage people in those discussions. A recent UN Women's study found that 86% of women in their survey had experienced some form of sexual harassment in public places. Sexual harassment is never a compliment, and so we're here to say that it's not okay. Often, when we speak out about our experiences of sexual abuse and sexual harassment, we're told, but it's not all men, it's not me, and we know that. We know it's not all men. but I know, all the women I know have experiences and have stories about abuse, sexual harassment and violence. So what would be really helpful to hear from all the good guys out there is that you will use your power and your influence to challenge the sexist behaviour, to challenge the banter, the sexism, the misogyny, all of that underpins sexual violence and abuse against women and girls. So we can use these events to kind of remind us all that violence and harassment is still an ongoing issue for women and girls in Devon, but also across the UK and around the world, and that it's our human right to feel safe on our streets and in our workplaces and in our homes. Because this is not a women's issue, this is everybody's issue. So we need to keep making a noise, we need to keep demanding change, and we need to do something about it. And coming out tonight and being part of this really brilliant group of people is a start. But you can also contact your local councillor, your MP, and ask them, what are they doing about the issues? You can offer to volunteer at a support service, like Devon Rape Crisis, for example. Or you could join a local action group, a feminist group. There are quite a few in Devon. You can sort of Google Feminist Devon or Fawcett Devon, for example, and find a community where you will feel supported in these actions. But you can also just talk to your friends and family and your communities and take back these messages, take back these conversations. Safely challenge that sexist joke or that banter, that opinion, that behaviour. And support events like this, it's really important. Or of course you can create your own. So our message tonight is really clear, that women and girls have a right to feel safe in public spaces. It's our human right. Thank you.
When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
Two, 4, 6, 8, stop the violence, stop the rape. 2, 4, 6, 8, stop the violence, stop the rape.
Yes means yes and no means no.
Whatever we wear, wherever we go.
Yes means yes and no means no.
Women, unite! Reclaim the night! 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 Women, unite! Women, unite! Reclaim the night! Woo! Come on, Tiverton! Get out there! Make some noise! Woo! Wherever we go! I can't hear you! Whatever we wear, wherever we go!
Yes means yes.
Whatever we wear, wherever we go!
Yes means yes and no means no.
Whatever we wear, wherever we go!
Yes means yes and no means no.
Whatever we wear, wherever we go!
Yes means yes and no means no.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
2, 4, 6, 8, stop the violence, stop the hate. 2, 4, 6, 8, stop the violence, stop the hate.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Stop the violence, stop the hate.
2, 4,
6, 8, stop the violence, stop the hate. What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safer streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we
Oh, you done that bit. That one. God, I did that.
2, 4, 6, 8. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. Are you sure? What do we want? Safer streets. And when do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Safer streets. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
So, we're just going to gather ourselves, and Susie, as I said earlier, so Susie, you're right?
Yes, I'm alright.
Yeah, okay. No, I can hear you at the back. So we're going to, in a minute, hopefully, have a poem with Susie, and then we're going to put candles, haven't we?
See you, comrade.
Oh, brilliant, yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll get some candles and we'll lay the candles out on the floor, and then we'll have a minute's silence. But first Susie.
So I wrote a poem and it's called Reclaim the Night, and it goes: a tapestry of voices true sing from these lands of red, white and blue and beyond. A global woven patchwork quilt of laboured hearts, scarred, broken, reborn, reclaimed, empowered voices, skylarks of every land, from subways and city streets to alpine forest, desert and golden beach, to the mountains of Afghanistan, campaigning, reclaiming, forsaking the agenda of a systematic patriarchal keeping women in their place, to blame, shame, ridicule, sexism, insidious, but no, we say no. North, south, east and west, in our futures we invest and say, reclaim our bodies, reclaim our rights. Together we reclaim the night. A tapestry of woman-loving, singing, dancing, banner-making, pulsing tide. Smash chains of rights denied. Sisters, brothers, friends and allies, survivors, warriors, calls decried, safer streets. Sing, hearts mending, chorus righteous chanting, sway the marching beat. Tender bird smiles in the crowd, eyes glazed, heart weighed down, I see. With love embraced by marching arms, feel your glow warm, eyes shine. Let them shine. Then lead the way as voices sway, reclaim our bodies, reclaim our rights. Together we reclaim the night. A tapestry of many notes knows woman marching does provoke those who scorn, who question the sanity of women's rights activists, claim it's just fantasy. And I say, with killer cops that blight the night and predators to claim the light of Sabina Nessa on her way to meet a friend. Sarah Everard never saw home again. Lorraine Cox. Nicole Bieber murdered, scorned. Women's lives gone. Remember, let us remember, let the names rise and shine our lights as we reclaim our bodies, reclaim our rights. Together we reclaim the night. A tapestry of marching feet, our music sways Tiverton streets. Eyes wide. To abusers systematic, voices raised up high, organic, dynamic hearts cry. Join the march for restoration, safer streets in every nation. Feel the swelling tide, let the flow reclaim your smile. Feel the fervour running wild, hearts swell, hips swerve, cells alive, rise, feather light and ride. Freedom song, ride. Lose your mind to find your soul, feel it in your very bones, let the chorus hold your sway. Sing out this and every day, reclaim our bodies, reclaim our rights. Together we reclaim the night.
People are going missing and in certain situations at this moment in time, so thank you. And hopefully we won't have to do this again, but for all of your support to be here, it's truly meant and truly felt as well.
Thank you. So I think Lindy wanted us just to have a minute of reflection, just a minute of quiet silence, maybe thinking about women who should be here and are not here, maybe thinking about our sisters and our brothers who have been affected by sexual violence, by abuse, and just have a moment for that.
Not happy to stay in the background behind everybody, but I'd just like to thank everybody who has been behind this, helping me to set it up from when I was ill back in December, and who has helped set up tonight. To everybody who has turned up, just like to say a big thank you to Mandy and Emma from Reclaim Exeter. I don't really know what to say, just massive thank you to everybody who has helped to make Reclaim the success as it is. And hopefully we'll put on some more events throughout the year. This spiking event was great, and I want to put on more events, but it depends on if people are interested in more events. But hopefully this will highlight what Reclaim is all about. We've had people come up to us tonight saying that this is needed, but they don't want to come. They don't want to highlight that they need us. But I've had messages, I've had people scribbling things on bits of paper. I've even had men come up to us and say well done, which is fantastic, but they don't want to let themselves be known. So it's quite sad, really. So particularly when you have idiots hassling us like they have tonight as well. That's what it's all about. So thank you, and please come in for tea and cake. Okay?
Thank you.